Welcome to the studios of WCMU Public Media. This time, Ionia taking on Traverse City Central. That game is coming up next. Hello again, everyone. I'm David Nicholas, and welcome to Quiz Central. This time, students from Ionia are taking on the team from Traverse City Central in this, our 16-team single elimination tournament. Plus, top teams from Quiz Central will qualify for the NAQT High School National Championship Tournament. Now let's get to today's game. The first round is the Maroon and Gold Rush. Teams will have 2 minutes to answer as many toss-up questions as they can. If a team answers incorrectly, the opposing school has an opportunity to answer that question. Teams may not consult during this round. New this year, players will receive a 1-second penalty if they ring in before a toss-up question has been read completely, and you'll know that's indicated by an orange light above their name. Answers are worth 10 points apiece with no deduction for incorrect answers. If our players are all ready, here comes your first question. What central text of Rabbinic Judaism contains the Mishnah, which sets down formally oral laws, and the Gemara, a body of commentary?
The Talmud.
Correct. At what battle was Johann Rall killed while fighting Americans who had crossed the Delaware River in 1776 to attack his army near New Jersey's capital?
Trenton.
Correct. What British Royal Navy officer died while leading the Terra Nova expedition, which reached the South Pole in January 1912?
Hudson.
Incorrect. Traverse City with a guess.
Nelson.
Also incorrect. Back to both teams. What city is the least populous U.S. state capital, is named after a city in France, and is close to the Green Mountains in central Vermont?
Montpelier.
That is correct. In what country did Dick Scoff become prime minister in July 2024, while his predecessor, Mark Rutte, became Secretary General of NATO?
Belgium.
Incorrect. Traverse City, a guess?
The Netherlands.
That is correct. What author of The Structure and Distribution of Coral Reefs wrote a book drawing on his time on the HMS Beagle entitled On the Origin of Species?
Darwin.
That's correct. What type of stellar remnants are maintained by electron degeneracy of pressure and end of the round? Okay. Close game as we start out. Traverse City Central holds a slight lead, 30-20 over Ionia. Good job so far, players. Well, before we get to meet our players competing today, let's fill you in with the correct answers to the questions that were missed. That British Royal Navy officer, we needed an answer of Robert Scott. The type of stellar remnants we needed were white dwarfs. Now, let's meet those players competing today. First up, it's our team from Ionia.
My name is Joseph. I'm a junior at Ionia High School, and I'm involved in my school's theater program.
My name is Braxton. I'm a junior at Ionia High School, and I'm also involved in my school's theater program.
I'm Cassidy. I'm a senior at Ionia High School, and I'm do golf.
I'm Carly. I'm a junior at Ionia High School, and I like to shower at my parents who are watching right now.
Thank you, Ionia. Thanks for sending your team back today. Now, let's get a chance to know the team from Traverse City Central.
I'm Dominic Riordan. I'm a senior at Traverse City Central High School. I'm in varsity soccer and track.
I'm Henry. I'm a senior at Traverse City Central, and I play the oboe and the clarinet.
I'm Arthur Eskelee. I'm a senior at Traverse City Central High School, and I'm the co-captain of the debate team.
Hi, I'm Dawson. I'm a senior at Traverse City Central. I run track and I'm part of our pickleball club.
Well, best of luck today to both of our teams. The next round here on Quiz Central is the kickoff round. In the kickoff round, it's a combination of toss-up and bonus questions. The team that correctly answers the toss-up gets an opportunity to answer a single bonus question. A missed toss-up can be stolen by the opposing team. A correct answer on a toss-up allows for a single follow-up bonus question. No stealing on the bonuses. After a bonus question, we'll go back to a toss-up for both teams. Players will receive a 1-second penalty if they ring in before a toss-up question has been read completely. All right, hands on those buzzers. Let's get them ready. And here comes your first question. What company whose profits financed a mystery house in San Jose used the tagline, "The gun that won the West," to sell its namesake repeating rifle?
Colt.
Incorrect.
Remington.
Incorrect. Toss up for both teams. In 2004, Iraqi-born Zaha Hadid, became the first woman to win the Pritzker Prize in what artistic profession?
Poetry.
Correct. Traverse City. Next question, back to the toss-up. What mythical objects guarded by the dragon Ladon, which Hippomenes used to beat Atlanta in a race, grow on a tree in the garden of Hesperides?
Golden apples.
Correct. Bonus question for Ionia. What colorfully named mid-20th century travel guide detailed safe accommodations for Black people in segregated U.S. areas?
Does
The
it have the red
green-
line in it? Oh,
Green book or something.
yeah.
Green?
More specific, please.
The green book.
That is correct. Toss up for both teams. What compound, which in the body is metabolized by catalase, decomposes under UV light into 2 hydroxyl radicals and has the molecular formula H2O2?
Hydrogen peroxide.
That is correct. Bonus for Traverse City Central. What protein that catalyzes the carbon fixation step of the Calvin cycle in photosynthesis is believed to be the most abundant enzyme on Earth?
Kinase.
Defer to Arthur.
Kinase.
Incorrect. Back to a toss-up for both. What leader who heads the party Fidesz, tried but failed to quash a 2025 Pride Festival in Budapest as the far-right Prime Minister of Hungary?
Viktor Orban.
That is correct. Bonus for Traverse City Central. The Nikkei 225 is a stock market index that tracks a stock exchange based in what city?
Okay.
London.
Okay.
Toss up for both. Incorrect. What city named a period of reform under Alexander Dubček's slogan of socialism with a human face before a 1968 Soviet invasion of Czechoslovakia?
Prague.
That is correct. Bonus question for Ionia. What European microstate within the Apennine Mountains is sometimes described as a most serene republic?
Andorra.
You guys tell me. What?
That's my best guess.
What?
Andorra.
Defer to Joseph.
Andorra.
Incorrect. Toss up for both schools. What author wrote the fictional book The 26 Malignant Gates in a novel about 4 Chinese families who play Mahjong, the Joy Luck Club? Time. Go on to the next. What 8-word question opens Shakespeare's 18th sonnet, which is addressed to a lovely and temperate person whose eternal nature shall not fade?
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?
That is correct.
Nice, Princess.
Bonus for Ionia. What force has a residual form carried by pions that holds together atomic nuclei, is mediated by gluons, and is more powerful than the weak force?
Forces in chemistry.
I'm thinking like
Physics.
strong force, nuclear force. I don't know.
Nuclear force?
More information?
Oh.
Atomic nuclear
Strong
force.
force?
Strong.
Oh,
Atomic nuclear force? I don't know if that's a thing.
That is incorrect. Toss up for both. In what country did U.S. troops leave Clark Air Base after the 1991 eruption of Mount Pinatubo?
The Philippines.
That is correct. Bonus for Traverse City Central. What puzzle can be solved using the CFOP method, officially has its blue and green centers on opposing sides, and features 6 rotatable faces?
Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube is correct. Time at the end of that round, we stay in a close game. Traverse City Central currently 70, Ionia 60, as we head on to the Perfect 10 next here on Quiz Central. Oh, but before we start the Perfect 10, let's check out the answers on our missed questions in that round. The company who used the tagline, "The gun that won the West," that was Winchester. Zaha Hadid was the first Iraqi-born woman to win the Pritzker Prize in architecture. The protein that is believed to be the most abundant enzyme on Earth is Rubisco. The far-right leader who went on to quash a 2025 Pride Festival in Budapest was Viktor Orban. The Nikkei 225 is based in Tokyo. And that European microstate within the Apennine Mountains is San Marino. The author who wrote about the fictional book, The 26 Malignant Gates, that author was Amy Tan. Finally, the force that has a residual form, we needed an answer of strong nuclear force. The next round today is the Perfect 10. In the Perfect 10, you'll have 60 seconds to answer questions from a choice of clues to 3 categories. The opposing team will have 30 seconds to answer any unasked, incorrect, or skipped questions. You can consult throughout the entire round. We'll take the answers from the captain. The team that's trailing gets the first choice to pick a clue to our category. Ionia, you get your choice from these 3 categories: alternating A's, epic authors, or first ladies.
First lady. I don't know, guys.
Alternating.
Alternating A's?
All right. In the category of alternating A's, give these answers in which every other letter is A.
Oh, okay.
Give these answers in which every other letter is A. Starting with this, country north of the U.S.
Oh, Canada.
World's largest hot desert.
Sahara.
Yeah.
Sahara.
First name of former U.S. Vice President Harris.
Kamala.
Capital of Cuba.
Havana.
Havana.
Yeah.
Central American country, bisected by a canal.
Panama.
Panama.
Indian epic about the husband of Sita.
Is it like the Ramayana?
The Ramayana.
Ramayana.
Defer to Braxton.
Ramayana.
Correct.
I can't say.
Latin percussion instrument, also called a rumba shaker.
Maracas.
Maracas.
Correct. Buddhist school whose name means great vehicle.
Oh, shoot.
I think skip.
What?
Skip. Pass.
Pass.
Long curved sword carried by samurai.
Katana.
Katana, yeah.
British pop group whose hits include Cruel Summer and Venus.
Oh.
Time. Sorry, we didn't get that last one in. Traverse City Central, we've got 2 that you can possibly pick up from that round. And we'll start with your time to do that. Buddhist school whose name means great vehicle.
Mahayana.
Mahayana.
Correct. British pop group whose hits include Cruel Summer and Venus.
Bananarama.
Bananarama.
That is correct also. Traverse City Central, we come to you for the Perfect 10. You have your choice then of the 2 categories left, epic authors or first ladies.
Epic authors, please.
Epic authors is the choice. The clue, given an epic and its credited author, name the modern day country where the author was born. Again, given an epic and its credited author, Name the modern-day country where the author was born. We'll begin with this question. The Divine Comedy.
Italy.
Right. Paradise Lost, John Milton.
England or United Kingdom.
United Kingdom.
The Song of Hiawatha, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
United States.
U.S.
Ruslan and Ludmila, Alexander Pushkin.
Russia.
Russia.
The Odyssey, a modern sequel, Nikos Kazanatrias.
Greece.
Greece.
The Gaucho epic, Martin Fierro.
Let's go for it.
Mexico.
Maybe Argentina.
Correct. The Kalevala by Elias Ladrino.
Finland.
Correct. The Lusiads, Luis de... Time for the end of that round. Okay. All right, Ionia, it's your chance to steal with 30 seconds on the clock. The Gaucho epic, Martin Fierro, Jose Hernandez Ozenes.
Argentina.
Argentina.
Correct. The Lusiads, Luis de Caminoche.
Russia. Well, that's already.
Oh, maybe like Sweden. It sounds
Sweden.
Incorrect. The Old Norse Saga by Heimis Kingra Snorri Sturluson.
I don't know.
Time.
We're good.
You're looking for Iceland. The other question that needed a correct answer was the Lusiads. Luis de Caminoche needed the answer of Portugal. Well, we're all tied up at 150 apiece as we march down the home stretch. The home stretch round includes a combination of toss-ups and bonus questions. The team that correctly answers the toss-up gets the opportunity to answer a single bonus question. A missed toss-up can be stolen by the opposing team. A correct answer on the toss-up allows for a single follow-up bonus question. No stealing on the bonuses, and after a bonus question, we'll go back to a toss-up for both teams. Players do receive a 1-second penalty if they ring in before a toss-up question has been read completely. Buzzer's ready. Here comes your first question. What process developed by a German scientist is used to produce ammonia from hydrogen and nitrogen?
The Weber process?
Is incorrect. Guess from Ionia? Time. Next question. What brass instrument whose performers often place their hand in the bell while playing it is highly coiled and is often called French?
French horn.
That is correct. Bonus question for Traverse City. What actress who both wrote and performed on the shows Big Mouth and Dickinson won a 2024 Emmy for playing sous chef Sydney Adamu on The Bear?
Pass.
What city was the site of Bloody Sunday, a 1905 massacre of peaceful demonstrators outside the Winter Palace? Traverse City.
Moscow.
Incorrect.
St. Petersburg.
That is correct.
Nice.
Toss up for both. Bonus question for Ionia. What British author who may have died in a bar fight praised Helen of Troy as the face that launched 1,000 ships in his play Dr. Faustus?
Oh, Dr. Faustus. That was.
Something with P.
Is it
What?
Wordsworth?
Wordsworth?
That's incorrect. Now to the toss-up for both. Galena is the most important ore for what heavy metal historically used in household pipes?
Lead.
That's correct. Bonus for Traverse City Central. What song whose second verse opens, "I'm cliche, who cares," has a bridge that ends with the scream, "I told you so," and is a 2024 hit by Chapel Roan?
Defer to Arthur.
Good luck, babe.
Correct. Toss up for both. What tournament held at the same time as the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup is a tournament for CONCACAF soccer, teams that Mexico won, beating the U.S. 2-1?
Copa America.
Incorrect. City? Next question. In 2025, Bedouins clashed with Syria's Suwaida region with what Levantine religious group that broke from Shia Islam around 1015?
Alawites?
Shiites.
Incorrect, sorry. In probability theory, the normal distribution is sometimes named after what German mathematician? Ionia.
Einstein.
Incorrect. Traverse City?
Gauss.
That is correct. Traverse City's bonus. What river, which forms from the Lubalaba River at Bonyama Falls, separates Brazzaville with Kinshasa, the capitals of two namesake African countries?
Congo.
That's correct. Toss up for both. What sandstone formation in Australia's Northern Territory lies east of Katajuta and is sacred to the Aboriginal people?
Uluru.
Correct. Toss up for both. That's the bonus, sorry. For Traverse City, Michael Collins stayed in the command module during what mission featuring the Eagle spacecraft during which Neil Armstrong landed on the moon?
Apollo 11.
That's correct. Toss up for both. What 1976 novel, subtitled The Saga of an American Family, depicts an 18th century slave named Kunta Kinte?
Roots.
That's correct. Traverse City's bonus. What psychologist wrote the utopian novel Walden 2 and studied reinforcement and operant conditioning as a behaviorist using his namesake box?
I'm showing you.
No.
No, wait, that's not the conditioning though.
Seligman. Milton. No.
Answer?
Seligman.
Seligman.
Incorrect.
I think it was physics.
And that signals the end of the round. At the end of the round, Traverse City Central leads 230 to 160 over Ionia. Let's take a look at the missed questions for this past round. Process used to produce ammonia from hydrogen and nitrogen is the Haber process. The British author who may have died in a bar fight was Christopher Marlowe. That soccer tournament was the CONCACAF Gold Cup. In 2025, Bedouins clashed with Druze, and that psychologist who created a namesake box was B.F. Skinner. Teams, that brings us to the final round of the day, and it is the final countdown. You'll have 2 minutes to answer as many toss-up questions as you can. If a team answers incorrectly, the opposing team has an opportunity to answer that question. Teams may not consult during this round. New this year, remember, players do receive a 1-second penalty if they ring in before a toss-up question has been read completely, and that will be indicated by an orange light that appears above their name. Answers are worth 10 points apiece. There is no deduction for incorrect answers. All ready, players? Hands on the buzzers, and here comes your first question. In what effect does an electron get ejected from the surface of a metal after the metal is hit by an incident light of sufficient frequency?
Photoelectric.
That's correct.
Let's go.
What country, whose first post-war president was Karl Renner, was governed by the Fatherland Front until Germany annexed it during the Anschluss?
Austria.
Correct. What artist of the Spanish Renaissance painted the burial of the Count of Orgaz?
Gaudi.
That is incorrect. Ionia?
Michelangelo.
Also incorrect. What poet described one clear call in Crossing the Bar and depicted the title group entering the Valley of Death in the charge of the Light Brigade?
Whitman.
Incorrect. Traverse City.
Tennyson.
Tennyson is correct. What privateer captained the Golden Hind during a 1577 to 1580 circumnavigation of the globe?
Drake.
Correct. What self-dual platonic solid, also referred to as a three-simplex, is a pyramid with 6 edges and 4 equilateral triangles as its faces?
Prism.
Incorrect. Traverse City?
Icosahedron.
Incorrect. A teenage assassin named Selena Sardothian appears in Throne of Glass, a novel by what contemporary author of A Court of Thorns and Roses? Time signals the end of that round. And our game, final score, Traverse City Central 270, Ionia 160. Well, before we wrap up our program for today, let's go over the missed questions. The artist of the Spanish Renaissance who painted the burial of the Count of Orgaz was El Greco. The poet we were looking for was Alfred Lord Tennyson. And finally, the author of A Court of Thorns and Roses was Sarah J. Maas. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here next time for another edition of Quiz Central. Have a good night, and thanks very much for watching.